Hello, Mari Carmen. It's really good to see you. We are here in Second Life on the virtual campus of the University of the West of England. And here we are in the Ivory Tower. Could you say a few words about the university and your position?
Yes, okay. My name is Dr Carmen Gil Ortega. I work at the Education Innovation Center at the University of the West of England, like you said. These are part of the premises, part of the, this is the Ivory Tower in our sim. We have 3 islands here in Second Life, and Innovation at Dewey Island is the home of the MA Education in Virtual Worlds. This MA is the first one that runs in a virtual world, in this case in Second Life. And we started running it in 2012 with 7 students. And the following year, it tripled the number of students that register. 21 register for the academic year 2013-2014. You're one of them. We're about to finish now. The students have just finished their assessments. It's a good course. You would agree? It's good fun. It's different.
Yes, sure,
it's different.
It's great. I love the course.
It's different to how MA or postgraduate courses run in a traditional environment. We do things together. We travel together. We experiment with different concepts and with role plays and simulations, and we're now scripting and building and doing all sorts of different things. So it's quite interesting. We have people on board from all over the world. We have you in Germany. We have other Europeans. We also have people in New Zealand, in Argentina, in Canada, in the States. Very successful end this year. With students that always complete. Last year and this year they've completed really creative and pieces of art really in this world. So we're very impressed with how students progress in this course.
Mari Carmen, you have created Machinima for some of the sessions during the master course. What was the purpose and what advantages do you see in creating Machinima?
Okay, I have created some for the use of students, and I have created some for my own personal use, so I can talk to you a little bit about both. For students' use, I create in particular for the module Orientation in Virtual World, which is a module in which we have students with various different skills. So some of them are already quite familiar with moving around in the virtual world and doing things in the virtual world, and some others are newies or beginners, and they have never used this before and they don't know how to do things. And the way I work out is in these Machinimas. I with my avatar, I do things. For example, let's say we want to, I don't know, buy Linden dollars and bring Linden dollars into our account. So I go and do that, and then we want to spend them. So I go to the shop and I start buying. And what happens is I create this Machinimas. I record it with a software. I use Camtasia in particular. I've used others in the past, but Camtasia seems to work very well for me. And then students can go through it and see what I do. Where I point, where I click, and they can see that in the virtual world. It's very handy because I can zoom in and out, so students have very clear an idea of where they have to click and how it all will work out. So we have now an archive of Machinimas for this purpose. So that's quite good. We also have Machinimas. We record some of the presentations, for example, of the students' work. I have done that, and then they are able to see their own work or their peers' work, which is always very helpful. In particular, when the new years come in, they can see what they have done in previous years, and always gives them, this gives them a hint and an idea of what they will have to do for their own assessment when it comes. I also record, as I said, for my own personal use. I have some of our classes recorded, some of our discussions. I have the assessments recorded for my person to go through them again. And so that's basically how I use Machinimas in this course.
I know you worked as a language teacher in the past, Mary Carmen. Do you think there is value for Machinima in language teaching? And if you think so, why?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. In many ways, yeah, my background is in linguistics. I'm a linguist, and I used to teach. I taught for many years Spanish, and I used Second Life for the preparation of students to go on their year abroad. I think Machinimas can be very useful from many points of view, in particular because they can be repeated as many times, and as we know, repetition is part of students. If they go through a scenario several times, they learn it. So this is a good point about Machinimas. You can create different scenarios, which is always very good. You can have a scenario in a restaurant, for example, or in a hotel, or in a language class. You can have all these different scenarios, so it helps. You can have role plays as well, played in a Machinima. So I think it's got lots of uses for language learning. You can leave gaps for students to fill in those gaps in the conversation, for example, and then have some captions appearing after they had a chance to repeat. So many different. I think it depends on what you want to teach the students, the creativity of the teacher in itself, but definitely there are many uses for language learning, definitely, yeah. In particular, yeah, for language, it's because you have the possibility to write tests on these Machinimas, but you have also the possibility to use voice. You have the possibility to create different scenarios. So it's all visual plus voice plus text all together. So many uses for language learning, yeah.
How long should Machinima be ideally? What do you think?
I wouldn't, yeah, the length, well, as I said, it really depends on what you want to teach and I wouldn't make them too long because people's attention is not, it's not always that long. So I wouldn't make them very long. No, I would keep them
I totally
short
agree.
and sweet.
Students
Yeah.
get tired
So that,
if
yeah.
Machinima is too long, I
So
think.
obviously it depends on what you want.
What do you think is important for the teacher to consider when making a Machinima for the classroom?
Yes. I think it needs to come across as simple as possible. So making things very explicit rather than assuming that people will know what you mean. And by making it explicit, sometimes you need to point with an arrow, even if for the teacher is very clear where the thing is, maybe for the students, so with a big pointing arrow sometimes helps. As I said, sometimes having captions help as well as the visuals, because maybe some people are helped by the text going with it. So yeah, these sort of things, trying to make it easier for the student, I think is what teachers should take into account. Clear, so that it's not confusing, clear and simple.
Do you think it would be good for learners to create their own Machinima, and in what way?
Definitely, yes, definitely. Yeah, this is a very good tool. Well, because obviously something that you create is opening your imagination, your creativity, is new skills, and you're obviously doing something, and we know that we all learn by doing rather than just listening to it. So it gives them the possibility of creating something themselves, and this is, as I was saying, of my own MA students, this is actually to open your imagination, your creativity, your motivation, everything. So it does It does help. Obviously, it also helps from the technical point of view, improving your skills in doing something.
Are you intending to integrate creating Machinima into your master program?
It's not something we really do in our sessions in Second Life. Obviously, a lot of students already record Machinimas, and can they do it? It's not something we really work a lot on. This is true, or not at all, really. In all of them, this would be taking time of other things that we have to take into account, that the range of students is quite high. If we use sessions to create machinimas, that some people may be able to do that already, it might not work out. But what we are thinking of is having an induction course previous to the MA, to the course, and I think this will be the ideal place to start creating machinimas, so that the students have the skills.
So I know the next MA starts in September, so there's plenty of time
Yes.
to register
Yes.
for those interested. And thanks a million, Mary Carmen, for the interview. And have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Chris.